Now, from the station on your side, this is Wavy News 10.
Right now it's 6, decision day for the one thing everyone in Elizabeth City wanted out in public, but won't get.
You will not see the body camera video of Andrew Brown's shooting for now. However, another victory in court for Brown's family in getting some answers. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. The people of Elizabeth City will have to wait to see the clips that help tell the story of what happened exactly 1 week ago.
There is a lot to get to today. During this morning's hearing, the prosecutor said that Andrew Brown Jr. hit 2 officers with his car before he was shot. Also today, more demonstrations in the streets and into the evening, all demanding justice and transparency. It comes after a number of people were arrested during a post-curfew protest last night. That curfew for 8 p.m. remains in effect for tonight.
And although the media and the public won't see that video for the time being, Andrew Brown's family will see it. 10 on Your Side has several crews on the ground again to cover today's developments. We'll start with Chris Horn and more on the judge's decision. Chris?
Yeah, Anita, it was a partial victory, as you mentioned, for Brown's family. A defeat, at least for now, for the media. And the ruling had media attorneys representing Wavy and several other outlets scratching their heads. Here is what Judge Jeff Foster of Pitt County said as he started to make his ruling on whether to release the video of the Andrew Brown shooting to the media.
There is evidence that the release would advance a compelling public interest.
So it sounds like he's going to approve the release of the video to the media, right? No. He said that Wavy TV and more than 20 other media outlets from across the country did not have standing in the case. Our attorney, Amanda Martin, explains.
Essentially what the judge said is we didn't even have the right to ask, and that's where we think that he's incorrect in the reading of the statute.
As I said in my argument, I think our clients, through the First Amendment, have a right to those records.
Foster did rule in favor of disclosure so that a family member and a representative could at least see the video within 10 days. But he's not releasing the video to them or anyone else for anywhere from 30 to 45 days. Attorneys who argued against release say it would compromise the investigation and jeopardize public officials, including the county attorney.
The release would reveal information regarding a person that is of a highly sensitive or personal nature. You know, the death threats that are already being made, the threats against Mr. Cox and against other individuals.
Mr. Cox is the county attorney, and ironically, he argued in favor today in front of the judge to release the video. Now, before the family can see the video in 10 days, the judge's ruling also calls for redactions and blurring out the faces of the officers who were involved, as well as any identifying factors, including their voices. Live in Elizabeth City, Chris Horn, 10 on Your Side.
Thank you, Chris. Now, reaction to today's decision on the video was fast and vocal at times.
And many remain concerned about the transparency in this case. This morning, a group of faith leaders marched in Elizabeth City. They have said the district attorney should hand the investigation over to the state attorney general. 10 on Your Side's Jason Marks has more reaction to today's ruling. Jason?
And Tom, it was Monday when the Brown family came here to the sheriff's office and they saw 20 seconds from one body camera video of the final moments of Andrew Brown's life. Soon they'll be coming back and they'll see a whole lot more.
Sir, hey, step back, sir. Hey, Andy. Step back, sir. Andy, you got any comment at all?
Sir, step back. Thank you.
District Attorney Andrew Wommel had nothing to say after today's hearing. He did all his talking in court, where he asked the judge to delay releasing body camera video for 30 days. The judge agreed.
But I assure you this, justice will be had, justice will be served. In 10 days, 30 days, 300 days, or 3 years, justice will be had.
Andrew Brown's family was hoping to have all the video released immediately. Though it's not right now, they'll get to at least view more of it at the sheriff's office.
If he had released those video recordings to all of you, then the entire world would know what's on those videos.
Wommel told the judge Brown bumped into 2 deputies before the gunfire went off, and he didn't want the video out there because it contained a potential jury.
Now I heard statements being made where he might have hit the deputies, or he might have did that. Well, show us the video.
Pasquotank County Sheriff Tommy Wooten petitioned the court to release video from 4 body cameras and a dashboard camera.
Hey, Sheriff.
How you doing?
Your reaction to the video getting released?
Well, it's not exactly what we wanted, but 30 days, so we didn't get everything we wanted, but we do have a couple steps we're going to be able to move forward for disclosure.
Wooten did say the video will help explain what happened the morning deputies shot and killed Brown.
Yeah, the investigation will show that, yes, in its entirety.
And so the judge ruled that that video can be released in 30 days if, and only if, depending on the charges, if any charges in this case are filed by then. Of course, we'll see. That's the latest here live in Elizabeth City. Jason Marks, 10 on your side.
And one of the central figures in this investigation has stayed pretty much out of sight of the public. Pasquotank County Sheriff Tommy Wooten has mostly taken his message to Facebook.
But today he sat down one-on-one, only with 10 on your side, to discuss what he could of the case and about use of force in his department. 10 on your side's Kayla Gaskins has that for us.
This morning, Sheriff Wooten acknowledged he knows the public has a lot of questions, and right now he can't give a lot of answers, but he did give at least some answers to us. Sheriff Wooten confirmed he has seen the full unredacted body camera footage. He wants everyone else to see the video too.
I'm extremely frustrated, and I want this to come out, and I want to be able to give everything to the community.
Wooten wouldn't confirm how many more body cameras of the incident exist, if any. 7 deputies were placed on administrative leave because of the incident. Brown's son has called his father's death an execution.
I don't agree with the word execution. I can tell you that I think execution is a little bit of a stretch, and it inflames people.
We spoke with Wooten before the Superior Court judge released his ruling to delay the video. Brown's family and lawyers were allowed to see 20 seconds of heavily redacted footage on Monday and said the video showed Brown driving away as deputies fired shots. Wooten did say his office has a clear policy on shooting at vehicles driving away, which is what Brown's family reports the body camera footage shows.
It's expressly prohibited to shoot at a moving vehicle unless the officer's life's in danger. And don't know now. When the investigation is complete, we'll see.
Today, District Attorney Andrew Womble said the video also shows Brown backing up his car, hitting a deputy, and then hitting another deputy as he drove away. But until the full video is released to the public, Wooten is asking for patience.
I'm working for you diligently, tirelessly, to make sure transparency happens, accountability happens, and that we have peace.
Sheriff Wooten said one of his big takeaways from the past week is that the laws in North Carolina when it comes to body camera footage need to change. Sheriff Wooten says he supports amending or adjusting the current law to make body camera videos more accessible to the public. That's the latest in Elizabeth City. I'm Kayla Gaskins, 10 on your side.
And of course, our coverage of this story is far from over. Our Brett Hall is in Elizabeth City for the evening. We'll have updates on Fox 43 at 6:30 and 10, and on Wavy News 10 at 11. And you can always get the latest on Wavy.com and our mobile news app.
Now, we're also following developing news on the peninsula tonight. An 18-year-old is dead after a shooting at a hotel in Newport News. 10 on your side's on the scene at the Holiday Inn on J. Clyde Morris Boulevard here. The shooting happened around 4 a.m. The victim was taken to the hospital where he died. And we have no suspect information in this case yet. But if you know anything about this shooting, call the crime line or text the P3 Tips app.
10 on your side has learned President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will be in our area next week. They will be in Yorktown on Monday. We are working to learn more about the visit. When we get more details, we'll let you know. Meantime, the president will address Congress and the nation tonight. Coverage begins at 9 o'clock here on Wavy TV 10.
The curve continues to flatten, and that's allowing more restriction changes.
Ahead on Wavy News 10 at 6, where plans to get a little bit more back to normal are on the way when we come back.
Plus, some trash talk going on in local neighborhoods. Why is pickup lagging for some people? The staffing situation that's leaving your garbage sitting later at 6.
Warmest day that we've seen so far this year, 88 degrees, and that's 16 degrees above average for this time of year. Coming up for the day tomorrow, we're going to be 19 degrees above average. Then it'll cool back on down a little bit for the end of the week and the weekend. Have more for you coming up in just a few minutes.
And in sports, a local football standout may find his way into the NFL draft this week.
Oh, some anxious people there. Craig has that and more as we continue on this Wednesday night.
Back with the latest on coronavirus. 1,100 new cases of COVID-19 in Virginia, as well as 11 additional deaths. North Carolina has more than 1,700 more people with the virus, and 36 more people have died there. Now, starting Friday, you can take off the mask while outside in North Carolina.
Governor Roy Cooper announced relaxed COVID-19 restrictions today, following in step with the recent CDC guideline changes. Masks will no longer be required when you're outdoors. Mass gathering limits will also increase to 100 people inside and 200 people outside.
Following these protocols, along with getting vaccinated, will get us through this and will lead to easing even more restrictions on June the 1st.
North Carolina's COVID numbers have remained steady lately and have not decreased. Governor Cooper says there are many walk-in vaccination clinics across the state.
You put out the garbage and it just sits? Ahead at 6, why the pickups are coming slower than usual.
You come home from work only to find your trash or recycling can was not emptied.
Not what you want to see. It's happening all over the region, though, thanks to a shortage of people needed to drive those big trucks. 10 News Side's Regina Mobley checked in with Virginia Beach Public Works about this. Regina?
Well, Anita and Tom, while the amount of trash we generate has gone up, the number of people who haul it away has gone down. In the state's largest city, Public Works officials say, hang in there, the truck is coming. The pandemic has created a record amount of waste as the kids are learning from home and the parents are earning from home.
It's not just citywide, it's locality-wide. So it's also happening in Chesapeake and Norfolk and Suffolk, as well as Virginia Beach on those delays. And it's just a staffing issue.
According to the American Trucking Association, 110,000 additional drivers are needed every year for the next 10 years. Leaving municipalities competing with major companies that have better pay and better conditions. Virginia Beach is short only 3 waste drivers thanks to a new in-house training program. But on the recycling side, there's a significant shortage.
They need at least 15 to 18 drivers to finish those routes. On a good day, they probably have between 10 and 14 drivers.
One driver is lucky to be alive. Earlier this year, her recycling truck caught fire and was destroyed after it crushed a propane tank that was improperly tossed in recycling. We're in a pickup perfect storm. Demand will increase as the summer season approaches.
What do you recommend that they do if they notice a problem?
Leave your can curbside, because if we are operating on a delay, whether that's trash or whether that's recycling, leave it at the curb, because odds are very, very good that the truck will swing back through that neighborhood the next day.
But if your carts haven't been emptied by noon on that second day, that is when you need to contact Virginia Beach Public Works. I have more information on Wavy.com. Regina Mobley, 10 on your side.
Now, your Super Doppler 10 forecast from Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
We've got really quiet weather. No big chances of rain coming up between now and next Tuesday. But there are a couple of shouts of rain that are out there. You want to show you what's going on. The big thing is the temperature coming up for the day tomorrow. It's going to be very close to 90 degrees today. It was pretty close to 90 for most of us. It was in the upper 80s. I think it'll be a couple of degrees warmer for the day tomorrow. Wide view of things, show you where everything is coming from. Big thunderstorms going on into Texas, possibly on up towards St. Louis as well a little bit later on tonight. Here's where things are for us during the day tomorrow. Hot day. It's going to be around 90. Once we hit 90, that's when I start using the word hot, and it looks like it'll be a hot time coming up for the day tomorrow. But there's a cold front right on into here by tomorrow evening at 7. It advances eastward. It tends to fall apart, though. The cooler air will be with us, but it looks very unlikely that we're going to see much in the way of rainfall for the area. It'd be nice that we would. It would actually cool things on down, get rid of a little bit of pollen in the air and on the trees. But regardless, we'll have a swing of fresh air dropping on through with a cold front by the end of the day on Friday and lots of sunshine by later on. So might see a little bit of rain coming up on Friday morning. How about the rest of the time frame into Saturday? All is quiet. It'll still be on the cooler side for the day on Saturday, upper 60s to around 70 degrees. By Sunday, we'll start warming back on up through the 70s. How about Monday? This forecast model has no rainfall on Monday during the morning hours, but then a real slight chance coming up by the evening hours for the area coming up on Monday evening, Monday night, and Tuesday morning, not much of a chance of rain, but a little bit of a chance of rain coming up by Tuesday during the afternoon and evening hours. So, yeah, we got chances of rain out there, but none of these days that see it look to be a washout. It would be Friday morning. Tomorrow, and then again coming up on Monday afternoon, and then again on Tuesday afternoon. But until then, again, not much going on in terms of rainfall. One more day of summer heat. Cool front comes through quietly through our area. Look at the big thunderstorms into here. Tornado watch into central Texas. Here's what's going on with cloud cover. We saw a little cloud cover this morning, a lot more sunshine in the afternoon, and we'll see more cloud cover coming up during the day tomorrow. Today was breezy. We've been gusting to around 23, 25 for the most part into the area. I think it'll be gusting over 30 by the end of the day tomorrow. Look at that, 88 at 1 o'clock, 90 degrees at 4 in the afternoon, 22-mile-an-hour winds, likely gusting over 30 during the afternoon tomorrow. So a really warm day, hot, 90 degrees. There's that chance of rain on Friday morning. It is not a real big chance of rain, but it is there first thing in the morning, in the pre-dawn hours, and then the cooler air drops on in. We'll see highs in the upper 70s to near 80 degrees for the day coming up on Friday, and it'll cool down a little bit more after that for the day Saturday. Here's what's going on in terms of rainfall that we get for Friday. Not much, if any. Here's how much rainfall we get coming up by Monday evening. I'll add a little bit more to that, 3 100s, for example, in Norfolk. And then we could get a little bit more than that coming up by Tuesday evening. So no big chances of rain. There's the big thing going on. It's going to be a hot time tomorrow. 90 degrees. Record is 92. Chance of a few morning showers on Friday. Quiet weekend. And then we warm back up into next week with just a slight chance of rain.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. We're checking in with an area football player who's ready to hear his name called at tomorrow's NFL Draft. And 3 area teams allied for state titles. We hear from Lake Taylor next on the Sports Wrap. Welcome back to the Sports Wrap. All the hype that surrounds the first round of the NFL Draft will be on full display tomorrow night in Cleveland, starting at 8 o'clock. But the draft is about much more than that. It's also about finding some of those sleepers that can make all the difference for a franchise. Nathan Epstein has more.
Keep your eyes on number 9. That was Patrick Jones II when he was a senior at Grassfield High School. As a defensive lineman, he was considered undersized and under-recruited.
It built a chip on my shoulder. I feel like I could go out there and be just as good as everybody else.
4 years and more than 21 sacks later, he's ready to hear his name called at this weekend's NFL Draft.
It's crazy. It's just an unreal feeling. Just knowing that everything I worked for my whole life is finally here.
And talk about work. As a freshman at Pittsburgh, he weighed a slender 225 pounds.
Came in there a little scrawny boy.
Jones then put on 40 pounds, became a team captain and a consensus All-American, but understands he'll have to get right back to work.
I already know the competition is going to be something serious. It's the best of the best. So all I know is I got to bring that same work ethic that I had growing up.
He calls Chesapeake home, but as the son of a Navy officer, grew up all over the world, including Japan, where he was born.
It made me very cultured. It made me able to when I get somewhere new to adapt easier. And it just helped me be a better overall person.
Draft experts agree Jones has natural ability and some of the same explosiveness he sees in some of his favorite players.
I like Patrick Willis a lot. He was one of my favorite players. And then as I got older and started playing defensive end, T.J. Watt next door, he's somebody who I watch and try to learn a lot from. I watched Khalil Mack, Of course, Aaron Donald, because he went to Pitt.
The best pass rusher in college football.
Keep your eyes on big Patrick Jones II, maybe a round 3 selection in this weekend's draft. In Chesapeake, I'm Nathan Epstein for the Sports Wrap.
Thank you, Nathan. It's championship week for 3 of our high school football teams in Hampton Roads, but just one is going for back-to-back state titles this weekend. That is, of course, the defending Class 4 champion, Lake Taylor. The team in their final few days of preparation at the school this afternoon. Hank Sawyer looking for title number 3 of his tenure. It's a senior class that has seen plenty of success. This is their 3rd trip to the big game. They lost in 2018, won it the following year, and now they're back again. So it goes without saying it's a special group that would love nothing more than to go out on top.
Well, they're some really amazing kids. You know, they have real good work habits, intensity. They're hungry. They love to win.
Everybody really understand what they got to do. We go over it every day in practice, so you know everybody do their job and it's gonna get done.
It would mean everything. It would mean the world to us because it took a long time for us to play and we're winning it. It'll feel good. They're going off to college, winning another state championship, 2 of them at that.
It's a 3 o'clock kickoff Saturday at Lake Taylor. Busy weekend in sports, guys. I'm excited for it.
Exciting times for sure.
And good football weather for the weekend.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, it's nothing. It's fall when you say that. But we've got some temperatures which are going to cool off to more bearable levels. 70 on Saturday, 78 degrees on Sunday. We've got tomorrow to live through. A 90-degree day. Hot one tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you back here on later tonight.